Okay, so this is Spider-Man and the X-Men Arcade's Revenge. This is one of the most impossible games that I run. This game is a real problem. So I did a few practice runs today, and all of them were almost exactly 40 minutes, which is my estimate including startup time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into this. I'll explain as we go. Alright, so this is Spider-Man and the X-Men Arcade's Revenge. This game was also released for the Genesis. It should go without saying that in the SNES Superstars Marathon, all the runs are going to be SNES. But in case you haven't pieced it together, this game is on the SNES. This run is on the SNES, rather. So what happens here is that a bunch of the X-Men get captured by Arcade, who's a classic Marvel villain. And Spider-Man didn't, because no one wants Spider-Man. So it's up to Spider-Man to save them. In this stage, Spider-Man has to defuse all these bombs, and you have to defuse them in a very specific order. It's impossible to do it in any other order. The game tells you, based on this really awesome spider sense noise, what bomb you have to defuse next. So it's gonna look kind of weird because I'm gonna be like running past some bombs and then backtracking later, like those ones. I have to do them in that order. I have to grab the one that's blinking. That sound is the spider sense. You should all feel bad for Spider-Man, because he has to listen to this constantly. And if you think the sounds in this stage are bad, just wait. Just wait. So this is another Tim Follin soundtrack, which is how you can tell that this game is problematic. Really great soundtrack. Really not great game. Alright, so now we've rescued the guys, and now everybody has 2 stages that they can do. So you get to play as 5 different characters in this game. Spider-Man, Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, and Gambit. And all of them control completely differently. They all have completely different mechanics. Spider-Man's main mechanics, as you would guess, are webs, so he can swing. And he gets hit really hard. That's his other mechanic. So damage boosts are very real for Spider-Man. I need to go down there. I need to go down there! Alright, that's fine. There's plenty of extra health. It's not a big deal. Hello? Okay. So yeah, most of Spider-Man's speed tech is getting hit in very specific ways and swinging through enemies in specific ways. So this is a boss fight that you can skip. This is Shocker. For some reason he spawned early though, and he didn't give me the opportunity. Normally all you have to do is get onto that position, you can swing right through him, and you skip the entire boss fight. I'm also going to grab health just for safety. Really? That didn't make it up there? I'm being like really paranoid. I want to make it through this game as safe as I possibly can. Because there are no checkpoints in this game at all. Actually, that's not true. Cyclops has 1 checkpoint in 1 stage. Make it. Nice. Nice. Alright, this is a boss. I don't actually know who this is. This is some obscure Marvel bird. I don't really know. But he's here and I have to kill him, so I do. The reason that everything explodes in this game is that we're in, I think Arcade's lair is Murder World, right? So everybody's a robot, and that's also why the Shocker appears twice. Alright, so this is the worst stage in the entire game. This stage is borderline impossible to make it through without dying, and I have no backup strats, so I'm going to be using the same strats I do in a speedrun, and just praying that they work. Including this one. Nice. So I actually swung into the death plane, and then back out to get underneath that pillar. Otherwise, you have to kind of snake up and around, and you waste a whole bunch of time. Alright, that is acceptable. Alright, and what kind of terrible stage is complete without a terrible, terrible boss fight? So up next we have Carnage and Rhino at the same time. Carnage cannot be Rhino cannot be damaged by web shots. Carnage can be damaged by web shots and swinging. Web shots do 1 damage, swinging does 2. So, our main threat here is Carnage. Rhino just kind of runs back and forth. He never changes his pattern. But Carnage jumps all over the place and interrupts you all the time. Carnage is a huge, huge, huge pain. And we just want to make sure that he's dead. And I don't even really care how long this boss fight takes me, as long as I don't die. And every time Rhino hits the wall, it's probably worth mentioning that the wall shakes. And, good. Carnage is dead, and Rhino's dead. That was an exceptionally good fight. The wall shakes, you get knocked through floors, and you get shaken off the wall. So that was really, really good. Alright, so now we play as Wolverine. Wolverine has really cool mechanics. I'm told it's the same general mechanics as NES Wolverine, but I've never played and have no interest in playing it. So I can't say for sure, but you can either choose to use Wolverine's claws or not use Wolverine's claws, and claws do a lot more damage. The only reason you don't want to use his claws is he naturally regenerates health if his claws are retracted, and you're gonna grab an extra life down here for reasons that will probably become very clear as I start to die. If you kill one of those Jack-in-the-Box guys without the claws out, if you just punch him, you're guaranteed a health drop. So, if you want to regenerate health, you can just hit him once with the claw, and then retract the claws and punch him and get a free heart. So Wolverine's stage is pretty simple for the most part. It's still really easy to lose a whole bunch of time, but you're more or less guaranteed to make it to the boss every time, unless there's a disaster somewhere. Alright, this jump is really, really stupid. Alright, we made it. Sometimes even if you land on that edge, the game clips you through it. This game has some problems with clipping sometimes, and none of them are ever in your favor. So the boss of this stage is Apocalypse, or rather, Apocalypse clone robot. Apocalypse is a pretty simple boss or an extremely hard boss, depending on what he wants to do. But generally, when he's on the ground and you hit him, he will counterattack, and you can just poke his counterattack with your claw and stop it. And you just hope that you can get him in that kind of a chain, that kind of a loop. He's not being cooperative. Also, when he's dying, if you walk off screen so that the explosion is off screen, the game will soft lock. Because he'll die off screen and the game's like, I don't know what happened to Apocalypse. He's not here, but you certainly didn't kill him. I didn't see it. So you're just stuck in that room and you can't escape, so you can't die. Pretty great. One of many soft locks in this game. This is the infamous Juggernaut chase level. This is a stage that many kids made it to when they rented this game and then gave up and got really sad. Because it's extremely unintuitive. So what happens here is that Juggernaut has like 32 or 34 health when he starts, I don't remember the exact number, and he only takes damage throughout the stage from the anvils and the one-ton weights. He takes 4 damage from an anvil that's dropped on him, he takes 2 damage from a one-ton weight that's dropped on him, and he takes 1 damage if they're on the ground and he runs into them. In an optimal speedrun, I'll also be jumping on top of the bomb tiles that are in this stage, because running into a bomb slows the Juggernaut down, and you want to get the Juggernaut to the end as quickly as you can. You can only reduce the Juggernaut's health down to 2 before the end of the stage, and the last 2 damage have to be done with Wolverine's claws. Or maybe it's 4 damage. and you do 4 damage with the claws. Either way, you can only bring him down to within 2 hits of his life before the end of the stage, and then you have to finish him off with the claws. So here we go. 1, 2. Just like that. Well done, Wolverine. Alright, Cyclops time. Cyclops' stages are really rough. They're really fun, but they're... Dance. Alright, they're really rough, but they're really fun. If you touch any of those rails that the minecarts are running on, you die instantly. And there are no checkpoints, so you have to redo the entire stage. And that's why my estimate is so, quote, generous. My record in this game is a 27-20, maybe? I don't know, it's in the mid-27 range. My estimate is 35 minutes, just because that basically means that I died twice. So, this stage is about 3 minutes long, and I can die in 1 hit from most things throughout the entire stage. Alright, it didn't get stuck in that. That's something that happens frequently with Cyclops. He has problems with getting stuck in floors and ceilings. Alright, and we have to ride this minecart across. There's no way to get to the other part. My health is getting to be pretty bad here. Collecting these red crystals refills Cyclops' health, but in most cases trying to jump for them will just kill you. So I usually don't go for them. I am going to collect this one, though. Get out of here, alien guy. If you break one of those ruby quartz minecarts, your health instantly refills. So, just doing that for some safety before I move on. One really big problem with Cyclops is that the rate at which he can fire his optic blast is based on the health that he has. And if Cyclops gets too low of health, he can only fire the optic blast like once every 3 or 4 seconds. And that makes it literally impossible for him to do anything. Like, you can't actually clear most of these minecart sections with a fire rate that low. Alright. And this is by far the more dangerous Cyclops stage. Alright, so we're approaching the end. The boss of this stage is a Sentinel. The Sentinel can be killed in 3 shots with an upgraded optic blast, which is what you get from getting one of these orange crystals right here. So I do double damage with that. So the quick kill will kill the Sentinel in 2 hits, or sorry, 3 hits. If I don't get the quick kill, it takes more than 3. I don't know how many it takes. But to get the quick kill, I have to be standing right next to him, and I'm not right next to him here. So we have to wait until he raises his arm. And I have to wait for him to die on screen, because if you leave too soon after he dies, the exit doesn't spawn, and you have to kill yourself and redo the whole stage. So the Sentinels have really weird iframes. Or not iframes, rather. They take really strange damage. If you hit them when their arms are raised, or if you hit them if you're really, really close, like 1 or 2 pixels away from getting hit by them, then you do 27 damage, which is doubled if you have the ruby visor thing. Otherwise, you do like 2 damage or 4 damage or something. I don't know, some really low amount of damage. And every time you hit a Sentinel, he regains 1 HP per frame for a random number of frames. So if you're really unlucky, sometimes on these Sentinels, when you shoot them, they actually end up net gaining health. But here we have no choice. We just have to shoot them constantly and hope that we kill him eventually. This one we don't have to wait for him to go away. And now we hope that we don't die during this jump. And we didn't. Alright. Alright. Make it, make it, make it! Make it! Alright, cool. Checkpoint reached. Now we have the real boss fight. This is Master Mold. Master Mold has 3 phases. Kind of. Every phase is identical, though. So he has the arm phase. After that, we want to shoot his face. That's his weak point. After we break his face, we just have to hit anywhere in his body. When he comes over here, we can punch him. Punching does 16 damage. I think lasers do 2. Alright, his face is broken. We should get one more flight, and then we'll kick him. Should be dead here. Alright, that was an excellent stage. So far, so good. Time for Storm. Now, I'm going to play these extremely safe. Extremely safe. Like, these are... Storm stages alone are probably going to be a minute and a half slower than my record. Because trying to play Storm stages quickly is absolute suicide. And I'm not interested in that. I just want to get through the game. So, Storm is locked in these underwater fish tank things. And her health constantly drains as long as she's underwater. Your health and your oxygen are the same meter. When you get hit, it drains air. But whenever you're at the surface of the water, you refill it, and you can get air from those bubbles. So that's what Storm's all about. Essentially, all of Storm stages involve breaking these reactors to raise the water level. You have to get to the top. That's what it's all about. So I'm gonna stand here and I'm gonna slow play this like crazy. I'm gonna wait until my health is absolutely full before I continue. Because all it takes is getting hit by one enemy. You don't have a lot of iframes in this game, so it's really easy to just get stuck on an enemy and get hit 4 or 5 times in a row. And if that happens, you're in really deep trouble. Getting hit by those fish is okay. That is an acceptable loss. The fish don't do a lot of damage, and when you get hit by a fish, it dies. So getting hit by a fish is equivalent to attacking the fish, and that's fine with me. Storm has 2 special abilities in addition to this basic attack. She has an 8-way thunder attack, which is pretty awesome, and she has this tornado. And the tornado reflects these projectiles from those squid things. The 8-way thunder kills anything in one hit, breaks barriers in one hit. It's super, super good. And I'm going to use that to cheese out the boss of her stage by just going right through him, hopefully. Alright, so we'll see. This is really laggy. Okay, so we just use iframes from the 8-way thunder to just go right through. You're supposed to kill that thing, and it takes like 30 shots. Alright. Storm Stages number 2 is the second most difficult stage in this game. And it's entirely because of these Spore Spawn enemies. If you're familiar with Super Metroid. My health is extremely low here. This is bad. This is really bad. Alright, we're okay. Holy moly. That guy up there in the corner. So he does a ton of damage, and we're not interested in that. So again, I'm going to really, really slow play this, because it's easy for that guy. If he fires one stray bullet that hits you, you can lose half of your health, and then you'll die shortly afterwards. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait for this... Okay. Alright. We're good. Alright, so we should be good to make it to the boss, at least, in this area. I don't mind about tanking hits here, because I'm at the surface of the water, so it really doesn't matter. Just gonna kill the enemies, make sure there are no real threats following me. Kill these 2 more reactors, and wait here. So the boss is coming up. The boss is what I call the water clock. He's got 10. It's a really bad clock. There are only 10 orbs. I wasn't supposed to use that here. My health is terrible here. This is gonna be another really close call. I might actually be dead here. I mismanaged that slightly. I needed to go for it. I didn't have enough time to wait for another cycle. That sucks. Worst possible way to die. That's a much better start. This electricity won't actually damage you if you're stationary, so that's kind of neat. All right, try this again. That's why the estimate is 35 minutes. Nice. Pow, zap. Alright, good. Okay. Alright, we'll try this again. Try this again. So I have to not use my my whirlwind here. Just kind of rush that. We'll use the whirlwinds here, reflect some of these things back. Alright, much better health. Much better. So this water clock, it rotates clockwise, takes turns firing from each of its orbs. And you can only hit these things after they fire. And then after you hit them once, they have extended vulnerability. And then the central clock constantly fires at you. So what I want to do is skip some phases here by using this this 8-way lightning to try and hit the top ones. So you can see where the water level's at right now. I can't actually shoot the top ones with my attack. I'm gonna try and kill them with the 8-way shot. Nice, 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 nice. So if you don't kill him that way, you have to go all the way down here and through this whole mess. And you have to hit this reactor here to raise the water up to the very top. And when you do that, you can no longer float at the top and gain air, so it's really rough. Alright, now Gambit. Gambit can throw cards, and then he has a special that like sets himself on fire, surrounds himself with a fire tornado or something. I don't really understand where that's coming from, but the cards are neat. So Gambit, don't do it, don't do it. This stage is really dangerous because nothing does a small amount of damage. If you get hit by an enemy, you take a ton of damage. Alright. So the cards are interesting because they the trajectory that they follow is based on how long you held the fire button for. So if you just tap the fire button, the card is just going to kind of dribble out of his hand onto the ground. But if you hold the fire button, it goes slightly farther. Tap, hold. Gambit has only 52 cards, and the only way to get ammo back is by killing an enemy with cards, which means that if you're out of cards, you can't actually gain any back because you can't kill any enemies with cards. You can also collect a deck of cards that's on the ground, but those are pretty rare drops. I mean, enemies don't drop them. They're pretty rare in stages. This is the King of Spades. King of Spades is 56 health. You can only damage him 8 times. Well, you can damage him, yeah, you can damage him 8 times for 1 damage a hit per cycle, so you're forced into 7 cycles with him. Okay. Gambit also has the best music in this game. Gambit's theme is super, super good. So this is a really, really long auto-scroller. It's, I think 4 minutes long. And it's a pretty neat stage, but it's really stressful because if you get hit by a single enemy in the wrong way, your health could be just entirely depleted. So there's always the temptation to fool around, but you also know that you can't really do that. Oh! Alright, so that B over there, B is a health refill and a card refill. B is good. That's the last ones. That's the only health that we get in this stage. Alright. So this is a neat thing here. You can actually make it down here, but these pickups are fake. Also, you can land on a platform that's on the other side of the screen, so pay close attention to the left side. Standing on a fake platform and hitting a block that doesn't exist. So here's a deck of cards, so I'm going to waste all of my cards breaking the barrier. I need these refills urgently. Alright, good. We're in really good shape here. Also, you can get crushed, of course. And if you get crushed, you instantly die, and you have to redo the entire stage. Not what you want for a long auto-scroller. Alright, here we go. So we're coming up on the Black Queen. Black Queen has 3 weak points, 2 arms and a head. I'm gonna get... Oh, no, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not. Oh my god. That was really, really, really scary. So I want to use Gambit's super. I have the head stun lock, so it's free now, but when the head and some arms are available, I want to use the super as much as I can to get some iframes. You're invincible for that entire animation. Alright, so now all the X-Men are freed, and then they get captured again. Oh, no, they don't get captured yet. Ah, spoiler alert! The X-Men are free and nothing bad happened ever again. And we get to play one more stage with them. This stage is really, really short for all of these guys, just one screen long. And then they step into this green light, they get captured again by Arcade. And then Spider-Man has to save them. So, that was Cyclops. Here's Wolverine again. He gets more clowns to play with. Okay, Wolverine's done. Gambit. Gambit, this is a really dangerous one again. Gambit is the most fun character in the game. And he plays like an actual character instead of garbage, like everybody else. But Gambit is really, really frail. Like well, no, Gambit's okay. It's just that all of the enemies. See the damage that that guy did? Almost 50% contact damage. It's insane. So yeah, just a minor slip up in Gambit stages means that you're in for a world of pain. Storm, we don't have an underwater stage. This is above ground Storm. She has a super, super high jump. I mean, that's it, really. She can kind of shoot like thunderbolts, and she has Gambit's kind of whirly special thing. That's the last we'll see of her. Alright, so we have Spider-Man again. Save the day. Dun, dun, dun. Another sequence of really cool damage boosts here. Because he's Spider-Man, and his superpower is getting hit. Alright, final boss time. Arcade has 3 forms. He's only weak, 4 forms actually. He's only weak in his head. Alright. Don't hit me. And now he has a whole bunch of Arcade clones. The clones have 2 health. Swing will kill them instantly. You can only hit them with web shots when they're grounded, not when they're jumping around. But you can kill them with a swing at any time. And our friends are over here on the side trying to help. Once in a while. This is the last one, it looks like. Nice. GG's. That was a 1-death run of Arcade's Revenge. That was unexpected. 32-23. We saved time. We saved time! Well done, you have excelled yourselves. Obviously, that wasn't me. Simply one of my robots. So, we go through all that trouble. This game is ridiculously hard. Not easy to clear it. And we don't actually win. Arcade just leaves. And then he blows up the whole factory. Everybody escapes safely. Spider-Man manages to swing off of an airplane or something. And you think he got out? You can count on it. Cheesy superhero ending music. Alright, cool. Well, that's all I got for you guys tonight. Fortunately, other people have got a whole lot more for you guys. So, if you liked those, you should probably stick around and watch some more sweet Super Nintendo runs. There's a lot more of the library to go. Game over! Oh wait, I get to input my initials. Oh. A PB? No. No, my PB is almost 5 minutes faster than that. My PB again is at 2740, I think. You can find it on YouTube, I'm sure, if you just type Arcade's Revenge speedrun or PJ Arcade's Revenge, or you can just go to my YouTube channel, the Super SNES. It should be uploaded there. That run is quite good. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Stick around for more.